Hi, this is C# tutorial of rent management system. So let me show you guys how this works. Okay, let's try out the exit. There, we can always say yes or no. So I'm going to say no. So reset. You see that, guys? And you can then enter the next customer. And that's the next customer's ID and the customer's name. Let's say the name is King. And the surname happens to be, let's go for John. Address number 12, let's say Yale Road. Postcode QW, and let's assume it's a pilot. Down payment, deposit, and let's say it's for a house, 3-bedroom house, and the cost, location happens to be, let's say London. There, electricity, the monthly tax, and water. Then click on rental there, and that's the receipt. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to take you into C# development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi, and welcome to C# tutorial of rental management system. It's going to be an object-oriented program. So let's start by clicking on new project. Now make sure C# is selected. Windows Forms application, let's give that a name. I'm going to call it CX rental. Okay, let's just say CS underscore OO object oriented, and click on OK. Now that the form is ready, I'm going to go straight to the properties, and let's change that to 1386 by 800. And let's come in here, start position. I'm going to make that center, and right there let's just call the rental management system right there. The next thing is, let's enter the following. I need a plain one here. We don't need a couple of those. Get one. I need two here, really. There, and one here, and one right down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the design of this interface and then get back to you guys. Okay, check this out, guys. This is how the whole interface looks now. This is the label, and I have a picture box there. These are labels. We have a combo box here, and all of these are text box. Those are all text box, and this one is a rich text box. All text box, and right in here we have number up and down, text box, and the rest are just labels. Here we have buttons. Right, so what I want to do now is, let me go right in here straight to my project, and let's select class, and we'll give the class a name. I'm going to call that rent, and just click on add, or maybe we'll just call it rental. Yeah, that's fine. Click on add, make sure that's selected. Okay, there. Okay, right here inside class rental, I'm going to enter the first data member. Let's say this is data member, and the first one will be, let's go for private integer. I'm going to call it flat, and there. So those are my first data member. So inside this data, inside this very class, the next thing I'd like to do is to go for the accessory function. So right underneath here, let me enter my accessory function so that you'll be able to gain access into all of these data member, and you can also call these variable members anyway. I'm just going to call it data member. So let's say that's my accessory function. Okay, the first one that I would like to be able to gain access into will be, let's say, public int. I'll call it the float. Yeah, and in there I'm going to enter that, and let's say get and let's say return these dots flat there, and underneath here we just enter set, and let's say this dot flat equals the value. Right, the whole idea of this is so that we can make changes to this variable here, because they are all private and this is public. So through these accessory functions we are able to make changes to all of these data members there. So I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing for the other data members. That's for house, cost, number from, and location. So I'm going to do that for those ones now. So let's copy that and just change it around. Okay, the first variable member is all taken care of. We now have accessory functions for that. That's the other one. I had to speed that up, so have a good look at it there. Okay, I'm going to collapse this and declare another. Let's create another class. So I'm just going to call that class here. Let's say class C customer. Right. So enter. For class C customer, we declare the following data member as well. There we go. The following member variable, or you can call it data member, like I said earlier on, they are actually declared here. So now let's create the same accessory. Just like access function. So access function for customer is created. There we go. There they are. So have a good look at that. Members variable or data member, accessory or access function. There we go, guys. Have a good look at it. So I now have to declare one for my utility. Right. So let's collapse this as well so that we have enough room. So come straight to this class C customer, and right in here we need another class, and there we go, guys. The utility class for the utility class is created, and those are the data members, and now here we have the access function. Let's put that in there as well. Or you can just call it access function, just to gain access into the system so that you can update these variables there. So that's all there is to it. So that's that done. Okay, now that all my classes and the access function are in place, I'm going to come straight to the design view here. Let's double click on the rental button, and right in here I'm going to enter the following. So first of all, let me create the following object. That's customer. So let's call it I customer. Equals C customer. There. That's my very first object. The second object is going to be, let's call that rental. Let's see here, this rental. Rental. Call it I rental equals new I rental. No, rental. And the last one is C utility. Yeah. So let's call that I utility. I utility. Let's change it, just instead of typing, just changes to an I. And that's equals C utility. Right. Enter parentheses. Now that I've created my three objects, those three objects actually represent the three classes I have in here, as you can see. The first class, that's the class rental, followed by customer class, and finally we have utility class here. There. Okay, back into our program here. So in here, now let's say C customer dot deposit equals, let's say double dot pass, and what are we passing? That's going to be txt there dot text. So that is my first object. All the content in here is now assigned to this data member here. Now let's repeat the same thing for the others and speed that up actually. So all the other instances, now we now store all this value right in them, as you can see here. Okay, now let's take care of the total calculation. In that case, let me say we have to convert it to string. I'm going to say string, just call that a simple name, q equals string dot format. And what are we formatting? So let's say speech mark 0, and that will be C there. Okay, and here we should have a comma. Then I'm now going to enter all of these content in there. Just add them all up. So let's come in here, grab that, copy, paste it right here, and enter plus, and I'll repeat the same thing for the rest. Copy this very one, paste it right there. We have this error because we need semicolon there, and this very one, these two, copy them. I'm going to need that to actually multiply to give us the price of, okay, multiply those together, put that in here. Right, this is meant to be plus here. There, enter another bracket here, I think. Yeah, and right there guys, this is how my total total is going to look like. Everything is then is added up and is then stored inside Q, and Q is then assigned to the total text box. So what I'm going to do now is let me try it out before we proceed. Okay, let's try it out and see. I'm going to enter some, let's enter some value in here, and here enter something here. And right here as well. There. Click on rent. There we go. And supposing we increase the value in here, and let's see, that's not bad. What about if we increase this to 2 or 3? Yeah, that's fine. So it's working as expected. So all I just need to do is to work on the reset and the exit. So, and we also need to work on the receipt itself. Okay, now let's take care of the receipt. Come down here and just enter the following lines of codes from here down. Those are the lines of code for the receipts. Have a good look at it. I've actually pasted that inside my rental button. That's the rental button there, and just take it from here down there. Now all that is left for me to do is to take care of the reset, exit, and take care of these two. So let's see what's the name of that. Let's come down here, come up here. Alright, so double click on the form itself, and inside the form load I'm going to enter the following. Paste that dot items dot add. And what are we adding? I'm going to add, let's say, form of identity is passport, and the next one, let's go for maybe driving license. Yeah, let's go for driving license. Right, and let's go for pilot license now. And maybe student ID. Yeah, why not? Student ID. Student ID. So for the other one, okay guys, that is it, using form load to populate both combo box. So if I run it now, okay, drop this down, so we can select any of those as the proof of identity, and here you can always select any of these destination or any of these area for the properties. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is to take care of reset and exit. So let's come right in here for the exit. Then what I'm going to do is, or for the resets, let's come right down here. So let's create or write a function here. Yeah, right underneath here. That would be my function for the clear. That's it. Have a look at it. So what this function would do is actually clear all the content on the text box. So I'm going to copy this, copy the function. You can see it's private void because it's not going to return anything, just to all it does is just to clear the text box. So let's come right in here, double click on the reset itself, and just paste that in there just to call the function. And the other thing I'd like you to do is, let's say RT reset, I like that one. Cleared dot clear. And the other one that I like it to clear is cmd location dot text equals clear. And the other one is going to be cmd proof of address there. And finally, let's go for number up and down dot text equals 1. So I want the text, the value in there to be 1. That's the default. This is supposed to be text. Get rid of that. Right. So all that is taken care of. The other thing I like to do is, you see this very town. Let's get the name of that town. Yeah. I would like it to be disabled. So right underneath here, paste that dot enabled equals false. There. Now the other thing is, when I select any location here of the property, I would like it to default into the text box as well. So it's going to be cma location dot text there dot text there. Right. So I think all that is left for me to do now is maybe take care of, yeah, that will be just to take care of the reset. Let's try this out first. Okay, supposing I select a location, there we go. So that is fine, working as we want. That is fine. Okay, now reset there. Okay, what about exit? Exit is not doing anything yet. Okay, let's come into exit, double click on the exit, and right in there, let's declare as follows: dialog result I exit. That's my variables that I'm declaring. And let's say I exit equals message box dot show confirm if you want to exit. Right. And right in here, I'm going to enter, let's say, comma, let's call this rental system, comma, let's use one of the built-in functions, that is message box button dot yes no, and comma message box icon. Try that again. Message box icon dot question. Now let's use an if statement. If, let's say, I exit equals dialog result dot yes and application dot exit. There, that's all. So we've taken care of the exit as well. So let's run this program and see how it looks like. Okay guys, we enter our customer's reference there, let's say FG, and the name of the customer happens to be, I use my name, Paul Omen. and I'm going for 3-bedroom house. The cost is, that's it, and location happens to be maybe London, or let's go for Norway, Oslo. And the address, I'm just gonna make that up. I think there's a place called Frogner there. Frogner, yeah. I think maybe that's something like that. I don't know. Now, postcode, and let's enter, yeah, pilot, and that's my down payment and deposit. Let's say I deposited that. Electricity, tax, and water bill. There. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I think this spelling is wrong. Let's try it again. Frog. No, something like that. Okay, I'll just make do with that. Alright. So the next thing is we click on rent to confirm. That's it. So that's what we're paying for this month. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. But just before I leave, let me prove to you that this works. Exit, you see that works. And the reset, if I click on reset, there we go. So with that guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. There guys, and bye for now.